Good day, and welcome to the SNN Network Summer Virtual Event. Our next presenting company is Kaspien Incorporated. It is now my pleasure to turn the floor over to your host, Kunal Chopra, CEO. Sir, the floor is yours.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and thanks for having me today here at the SNN Network event. My name is Kunal Chopra. I'm the CEO of Kaspien. At Kaspien, our mission is to optimize and grow brands on today's leading online marketplaces, and I am excited to share with you progress on our company and our vision for the future. But to get started, I'd like to just have a few forward-looking statements here, make sure that all our investors on the call today are protected, and I will be making a few forward-looking statements as part of the company. So to get going, we will really talk about a high-level overview of Kaspien and what we are, who we are as a company, and what do we really do. The best way for us to explain that is really to play a video for all of you. So I'm going to take a moment and play this video around what the Kaspien platform really is.
Selling online is full of challenges. From slow sales, climbing marketing costs, counterfeiting, poor visibility, lack of data, too few resources, and not enough time. It's enough to make you feel like your brand isn't reaching its full potential. Let's change that. At Kaspien, we have one simple mission: grow your brand. How? We've built Kaspien into a one-stop shop for everything your brand needs to flourish on Amazon and other marketplaces. We've developed the most effective software and services for brand protection, digital marketing, creative services, logistics, supply chain, and so much more. Back in 2008, we started partnering with brands to sell their products online. Since then, we have been perfecting our technology, improving strategies, and anticipating trends to drive greater performance for our partners. Now, we're so much more than a retailer. We can still buy your products and sell them on marketplaces, or we can become an extension of your team and manage the channel as your agency. Or use our software to increase performance through data insights and automation. Soon, your customers are finding your products with ease, sales are climbing, and you have the resources to expand. No matter what you sell, how you sell, or where you sell, Kaspien is here for you.
Great. So hopefully you got a sense of what Kaspien really is. Big picture, we are a comprehensive and customizable platform to help brands build their businesses online. We have a single platform, a fully integrated back-office solution for brand growth and optimization. We provide a complete platform of digital marketing, creative services, inventory management, brand protection, data insights, software, account management, tax compliance. Anything that is needed for a brand to grow on various marketplaces, such as Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Target, among others, is what Kaspien really provides. Our vision is to be number one in global gross merchandise value, or GMV, in a highly fragmented seller services market. We'll talk a little more about what that seller services market is next, but we are in the midst of a global opportunity when it comes to selling online, especially on marketplaces. Today, we serve Amazon, Target, eBay, Walmart, Kroger, with many more in our pipeline to create a comprehensive platform, to serve every channel out there. So let's talk a little bit about the online marketplaces landscape. Like I mentioned, we exist in an extremely fragmented market. On the top of this slide, you will see that we have 1.6 million active sellers right now on Amazon. This represents a $300 billion GMV market opportunity. And on the right-hand side, top right-hand side, you'll see a chart representing the distribution of those sellers. At the bottom, you should know that third-party sellers completely dominate the Amazon marketplace. 62% of all GMV on Amazon in 2020 has been driven by third-party sellers, and that number continues to increase. Retail as a business continues to decline for Amazon, and GMV driven by third-party sellers continues to increase. Again, tells you the value that third-party sellers add to the Amazon marketplace and other marketplaces out there. So now let me talk a little bit about Kaspien's history. Originally, we started off as a company called greencupboards.com, and we reincorporated as eTails, and our focus was really to sell as a third-party seller on Amazon. And what we did was we took a tech-first approach to do so. We built all our technology in-house, right from marketing management all the way to managing the supply chain. In 2016, we were acquired by Transworld Entertainment. I was hired as CEO in 2019, after which we leveraged our technology to pivot the company into a one-stop shop platform for everything marketplace growth. Transworld Entertainment used to own a number of different FYE stores. We sold those stores off in 2020 with a sole focus on e-commerce going forward. That caused the rebrand of Transworld Entertainment and eTails into a new company called Kaspien, which is now traded as KSPN. Since then, we've continued to implement our one-stop shop growth marketplace strategy. In 2020, we were awarded the best places to work in Inland Northwest. We have driven $1 billion in total lifetime revenue in 2021. And in March of this year, we raised $13.5 million to go and drive our growth strategy forward. Big picture, we have transitioned the company into a one-stop shop marketplace growth platform with a number of different growth initiatives in front of us. And our goal for the future is to continue to invest in growing the business towards becoming the number one player when it comes to global gross merchandise value. So let me talk a little bit about seller services, a specific market that we operate in. Seller services are all those companies that help brands grow and optimize on marketplaces. As this market has developed, more competition and complexity are driving small sellers onto technology platforms such as Kaspien. And that's exactly what our value proposition is. We are a one-stop shop software tech-enabled services platform for marketplace optimization and growth. And this matters a lot, especially when it comes to the whole COVID penetration of e-commerce. On the right-hand side, you should clearly see how COVID impacted the e-commerce landscape. 10 years of e-commerce growth happened in 8 weeks over the last year. And this trend is not predicted to stop. Yes, we're going to see some softness in general this particular year as things open up, but by and large, we should see the penetration of e-commerce as it relates to a percentage of total retail continue to improve. So let's talk a little bit now about our platform. The Kaspien platform is a one-stop shop artificial intelligence-based platform that provides predictive insights, automation, efficient solutions that help grow brands. Right from analytics, advanced supply chain, brand protection, brand optimization, algorithmic advertising, multi-marketplace integrations, all powered by data, insights, and AI. We have a complete platform and a number of different business models that sit on top of that platform that drive both marketplace optimization and growth. This was built initially for Amazon first, and then we were able to expand that to multiple marketplaces, Walmart, Target, eBay, among others. So now let me talk about how do we leverage the Kaspien platform and how do we drive our business forward. Really, the way we work with our brands is across multiple business models. On the left-hand side is our core business model, which is really a retail model in which Kaspien owns the inventory. In this retail partnership, we buy the inventory from brands and then we sell it. We utilize the same platform to go drive marketplace optimization and growth. A variation of that inventory model is Kaspien Brands, where we use our platform to incubate our own brands, but we're also now in the process of acquiring brands and controlling the entire value chain. On the right-hand side is a variation to this core retail model, again, leveraging the same platform. We have two partnership models. We have an agency model where we don't really own the inventory. The partner owns the inventory. The brand owns the inventory. We serve as an extension of the brand's e-commerce team, and we sell it on their behalf. And then another variation to that model is our software provider model, which is true software as a service, in which, again, the partner owns the inventory, but the partner uses our tools to be able to sell their inventory on marketplaces using our software. This is specifically for those brands who want to take their operations in-house. So what we have done is we have utilized our platform of software tech-enabled services and opened that up into multiple business models to serve brands across their entire customer journey. Whether it's us taking on an inventory position with the brand, whether it's us incubating or acquiring brands, or whether it's the partner owning their inventory and us helping manage that for them. Let's talk now about the model in which we own the inventory. So this is what we call retail as a service, or RAS, R-A-A-S. In this case, we buy the inventory and we sell it on different marketplaces, Amazon, Target, Walmart, eBay, Kroger, among others. The beauty of this model is that we provide liquidity for entrepreneurs and small businesses looking to access major marketplaces. And the way we generate profit is on the margin. We also support multiple fulfillment technologies. So we are a diversified supply chain. Not only do we support dropship, we support fulfillment by Amazon, we have our own warehouses, we have a network of third-party logistics providers. So we can work with brands in various capacity, both on the front end as well as on the back end, to go and help them drive revenue forward by us acquiring the inventory. And what we have seen over time is that a 40% increase in the revenue per partner every time a partner comes to us and sells us their inventory. This is the sophistication that we have as part of our platform. The next model related to retail in which we own the inventory is Kaspien Brands. We use our platform to grow our own brands. We have incubated our own brands over time, but we're also in the process of acquiring brands. The beauty of this model is that it is fully vertically integrated. So we control the entire value chain. And on the right-hand side, you'll see examples of some of the brands as part of our portfolio. Jump Off Joe, Keto the Great, Koi Beauty, Big Betty. These are brands that if you search online or search on Amazon, you should be able to find them directly. We've established a process over time on how to incubate these brands by identifying market gaps, identifying contract manufacturers, and we are completely diversified in that manufacturing approach as well because we have relationships with manufacturers globally. We order products, reorder products, and use the same platform to grow the brand as well as optimize it on various marketplaces. Now let's move on to another variation of this owning the brand portfolio, which is brand acquisitions. What we have done over the last year is also identified opportunities to acquire brands. Many of our partner brands lack the infrastructure and the capabilities to scale. So that gives us an opportunity to acquire those brands and bring them into the Kaspien ecosystem. Currently, we have over 200 opportunities in our acquisitions funnel that we are pursuing actively. If we find an opportunity to acquire that brand because they want to potentially exit, that is an opportunity for Kaspien to take control of the brand and continue to build our brand acquisitions portfolio. Again, utilizing the same platform to grow and optimize. Now let's move on to the other side of our business models in which the partner owns the inventory. The first partnership here is what we call agency. In this case, like I mentioned, we serve as an extension of a brand's e-commerce team, and then we sell products on their behalf. The same platform is used, which includes inventory management, digital marketing, creative services, brand control, tax compliance, and all the elements that we use to run our own retail business and our own brand portfolio is used in the agency and software models as well. Over time, we have seen a 207% increase in our subscriptions partner base in fiscal year 2020. This is one of our fastest growing businesses, and helps us expand faster than in the retail model. And then finally, we have software as a service, which is SaaS. Like I mentioned, a number of different brands want to take their operations in-house. And so what we have done is we have opened up our platform and commercialized pieces of it to be able to help brands take on their operations in-house. So they get access to Kaspien as well as its entire platform, but they can use it in a self-service manner. This is a 100% recurring revenue business, and we have seen an 886% increase in our subscription GMV, and now is representing about 36% of total GMV. Right now, out of the 5 main applications that we have commercialized 3 of them. Amazon Marketing, Fulfillment by Amazon Seller Reimbursement, and Seller and Price Tracking. We have a roadmap in the future to commercialize more tools and build a complete offering for brands to take their operations in-house. So to summarize, a single platform for all brand management. On the left-hand side, our retail business, we own the inventory, retail as a service, as well as Kaspien Brands, both by acquiring brands as well as incubating them. And then on the right-hand side, our subscriptions business, where the partner owns the inventory, and we serve them through either an agency model or a software as a service model. That is how you can view or summarize the entire Kaspien ecosystem. The beauty of the business is that we leverage the same platform, and that's what gives us economies of scale. In this platform business model, we are facilitating scale and also driving lifetime value. We have seen with the Kaspien platform that we are creating flywheel network effects that increases retention and facilitates scale. The more products we have on the platform, the more data and insights that we can get, the more software, services, marketplaces that we can integrate, more software and services providers integrated, more tailored solutions that we create for partners, that brings more products onto the platform, and the flywheel continues. So the way we're going to scale is through this platform business model and by driving increased customer lifetime value, by supporting our partners, our brands, our customers through these various business models as they go through their life journey. In our case, customers onboard into one or more software and/or services. Then there's an opportunity for us to upsell them to a comprehensive portfolio of software and/or services. And the beauty, again, of this business model is that because the customer is with us through the entire journey, is that the switching costs to move to another competitor are pretty high. And so we've increased the lifetime value of the customer with them being on the Kaspien platform. As the brand grows, as they evolve from one business model to the other, Kaspien is there with them, all the way from starting off as an unmanaged third-party channel when they're starting off on a marketplace like Amazon, all the way to an exit. Kaspien is there with them through their life journey. Now let's talk a little bit about our financials and our KPIs at a very high level. What you'll see is that we are driving almost $250 million of gross merchandise value across the entire platform. On the retail side, our gross revenue per partner in fiscal year 20 was an improvement of 40%. Our MRR has increased 181% in fiscal year 2020. We now serve a total of 825 brands at the end of fiscal year 2020. From 2019 to 2020 Q4, our GMV per partner increased 87%, and we have seen an improvement in gross profit of 50%. Big picture, we continue to drive value for our brands, and you can see them in some of these numbers. It also shows you that our platform model continues to work across both the retail side as well as on the subscription side. Subscriptions specifically, like I mentioned, continues to be one of our fastest growing businesses. And you can see the Kaspien GMV and how that's been trending over time. total retail, and then subscriptions added on top of that. And so the subscriptions percentage of total GMV continues to be driving forward. It is a business that we put a lot of focus on in 2019 and continues to be one of our fastest growing businesses. And we will continue to invest in that subscriptions model that includes both agency and software going forward. Some of our, specifically to subscriptions, you can see some of our strong metrics here. Our LTV and CAC ratios have started off pretty strong. We're at a 3.4x LTV to CAC ratio right now with a 7.7 months CAC payback period. We've achieved this only in the first 2 years of existence of this business. And almost 50% of total GMV now driven by subscriptions. So as a startup business within Kaspien as a whole, these are strong numbers, and our goal is to continue to improve these over time. Here's a slide that tells you what our competitive positioning really is and how Kaspien really helps brands across their entire life cycle relative to some other players out there. Brands might start off initially on Amazon, trying to sell to various third-party players with a focus on manufacturing. Over time, they want to expand their channel to manage it more in-house. And over time, they want to finally exit. As brands go through their entire life cycle, Kaspien is there with them through their multiple business models. Kaspien Retail, Agency, SaaS, or acquisitions. Other players out there have a very singular focus on one or more of these phases. Instead, Kaspien provides the most comprehensive and one-stop shop platform as the brand continues to evolve over their journey. Brands can grow with Kaspien wherever they want to go. There might be certain brands that just start off as new and they want to sell themselves or they want to use an agency. Kaspien is there for them. They might want to sell through third-party sellers out there. Kaspien is there for them. They might want to sell through third-party sellers but also have some involvement in the business. Kaspien is there for them. They want to own their own seller account but managed by an Amazon agency. Kaspien is there for them. They want to expand beyond Amazon and grow to multiple channels internationally as well as in the United States. Kaspien is there for them. Big picture, by optimizing and growing through Kaspien platform, we serve the brands through their entire life cycle. And brands don't need to change to other providers as they evolve in their journey. So here's an example and a summary of some of the investment highlights that we'd love for all investors on the call to support us with. We've done over $1 billion in retail sales. Over time, we have served over 4,000 brands. Revenue growth, we have seen an average of 60% in the first 3 months. If you go to Amazon and take a look at our lifetime rating, we're at 99% positive lifetime rating. We have returned $5 million to FBA sellers, and we are in a $1 trillion global addressable market. We have all the tools required to go and capture a big portion of this market and become #1 in gross merchandise value across the globe. Today, we support Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Target, Kroger, but many more on the top marketplaces are in our pipeline. So with that being said, I'd like to, again, thank you for your time today, and I'm going to open it up now for some questions and answers, and I'm going to take a look at if there are some Q&A questions that have come here and use the next 5 minutes to answer any questions. So there's one question that was asked by someone asking about looking at the competitive landscape, who is the largest player that you aspire to be? So, like I mentioned, the landscape is pretty fragmented, and there are a few pretty large players, but there isn't really one large player that we can really point to. There's certainly some big brand aggregators like Trashio. There are other players in our space like PharmaPax, NetRush, Pattern, Spreetail, other players who are doing a lot and I covered that in one of those slides around competitive positioning. But big picture, we have the opportunity to be able to outgrow some of these players through our diversified model, through our diversified business models, and capture global GMV. That plan over the next 5 years, I believe, is truly achievable for Kaspien. So right now, I would say there's not one single player, but we aspire to be number one, and we are certainly in the top 5 to 10 players out there who are providing such services. Another very good question was asked by what are your payment practices when buying and paying for inventory? What happens if inventory does not sell in a timely manner? So I'd like to take this question because it's very important. So we have established a very strong process internally on forecasting what it would look like once we decide to take an inventory position with a brand. So we have an internal model that we have built that helps us forecast whether it makes sense for Kaspien to take an inventory position with a brand or not. In most cases, we will really say no to a brand because we don't have the confidence that that inventory will really sell. So instead, what we do is we transfer those brands that who want to work with us into an agency or a software model. Only if Kaspien is completely sure or has a high level of confidence that we want to take an inventory position with this brand and we are able to sell this inventory for a period of time over the foreseeable future is when we will take an inventory position with the brand. So we've got an internal model that helps us drive that decision. That model is based on cash conversion cycles, working capital, and like this person asked, the ability to be able to sell through that inventory across multiple marketplaces. That is the process we use. We also have very strong internal processes as a team in which we review our borrowing base, we review our cash flow, we review our cash situation on a weekly basis to make sure that we are putting money in the right location. And if that doesn't work out for us, we say no to brands and instead move them into an agency or a software model. So that process, the artificial intelligence-based process, combined with strong internal processes and strong operational controls, helps us make the right decision on whether we should be taking an inventory position with a brand or not. So there was another question asked about how do you build the Kaspien brand in the marketplace. I'm not sure if I fully understand the question, but I think what you're asking is just about the Kaspien brand itself. So yes, if that's the specific question, then the question around is that we have invested a lot over the last year around positioning Kaspien as a true leader in this space. So for example, we have invested heavily in digital marketing. We have a completely conversion rate optimized website. We have used multiple digital channels such as social media, TikTok, blogs, Google ads to really just invest in people knowing about what Kaspien is. At the same time, this specific year, we have been doing a lot of outreach, just like you're seeing today. We are talking a lot more to investors. We are speaking a lot to both institutional as well as retail investors, through different conferences to tell the Kaspien story a lot more. One thing that we felt has been lost over the years is because of our transition from transport and payment into Kaspien is we haven't been able to tell this new story. A lot of our effort of telling our story this past year has through these PR and IR efforts, but also through investments in the Kaspien brand. And like I said, we have a completely conversion rate optimized website. We have tons of content, ebooks. We are on all social media channels. We're leveraging new channels like Clubhouse, TikTok, etc., to really drive the message on what Kaspien is and where do we want to go. So with that being said, I think we can end. We are at 30 minutes. I thank you again, everyone, for your time and for joining us today. I appreciate, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You have the contact information on the slides here. So thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude Kaspien Corporation presentation. Thank you for joining. You may now disconnect.